All right, welcome back to Radio Row, Big 12 Media Days. John Kurtz here with head coach of the BYU Cougars, Kalani Sitake. Appreciate your time as always, Kalani.
Great to be here, John.
Thanks for being here. Yeah. All right, a little bit different this year after what you guys accomplished last year. A lot more media attention, I'm sure. What's it been like?
Well, I think the first time that we did this, there was a lot of media attention. So I've been enjoying it, and I think really proud of what the team did. But I think my approach to it is it seems like so long ago, 2024, that this one's right around the corner. So I'm really focused on what we're trying to get accomplished this year.
Do you get a feel yet at this point how much different, like personality-wise, this team is from what you had last year?
You can sense it. You can see it in the leadership of the team. But I think it's all good stuff. There's a foundation that's in place. And I think it's like guys passing the baton to the next ones. I mean, I think of L.J. Martin. When he was a freshman, he was so shy. He didn't say much hardly at all. And now he's a veteran. He's a junior. And he's feeling really comfortable in his own skin as a leader now. And I've been really impressed with how he's been able to handle just growing up and maturing.
Yeah. Well, how much do you think that did for your program last year, what you guys were able to accomplish, elevate to a different level?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what we're capable of. But at the same time, I'm a coach, so I'm always thinking like, man, we should have played better in so many different games. Yeah. And so my job as a head coach is to make sure that we're playing at our best 12 times. And if we can do that right, and if I can do my job, it should earn us more time after that.
Is there one in particular that sticks with you from last year?
All the close games. I mean, it's like you look at it and you say, okay, could we have done better there? I like the bowl game, so I felt like everything came together at that game. And if we could play like that every game this year, that'd be great.
It's a tough situation, obviously, to lose a quarterback this late, but with the culture that you guys have, like how well equipped do you think you are as a team to kind of handle that?
The unfortunate part is that I think you have to prepare for the worst as a coach, and then you plan on the best happening, but the worst case scenario you have to. For some reason, we're doomsday people. So we prepare as coaches. We prepare for if things go down and you're without certain players. So we've thought of every scenario that's out there. We've coached. Luckily, we've been through. Now I'm going on my 10th year as a head coach. I've been through a lot of scenarios that we can draw from. There's similar experiences. So now that we have a quarterback competition, it's the same thing. Last year we had a quarterback competition with Jake Retzloff and Gary Bohannon. So now, now it's the same thing. We just have to figure out who's going to earn the spot, who deserves it.
It's actually a good point. I remember talking to you last year. In my mind, I was like, okay, well, Gary Bohannon's probably going to be the starting quarterback this year, and we saw how that worked out.
Well, he was a great player. Yeah. The issue, he got a little banged up, and then I think when Jake took over, Gary was still healing and getting better. But, I mean, a lot of that was a back-and-forth competition, but it got us to see the best out of those players, and the team rallied around it. They're going to rally around this as well. So we're in a good situation because I feel like we've had a certain level of retention. I mean, you look at the entire staff is together, so that's a good sign. And so if you're going to want consistency from your team, it'd be good that you have consistency in the staff.
Well, even the quarterback room, I feel like in 2025 with the portal, it's so hard to keep quarterback depth. You guys have a couple of guys that have starts under their belt that have played, at this level, and then a guy who's about as talented as they come in Bear Bachmeier too. I mean, how do you feel about this quarterback room and what they can do?
Yeah, we feel really good about Bear, and we feel good about Emerson. He's another freshman that's coming in. I mean, every quarterback in our program should be able to throw the ball. The question is who's going to win the spot and what situation we're going to put them in so they can compete. But it also helps having McKay Hillstead, who started games as a starting quarterback at Utah State, and Tracy Bourget, who started games at Western Michigan. Yeah. So those guys have been in games and started games at different programs, and they've been under our system going into the second year of being here. So they're more familiar with what we're doing. But that doesn't discount what the freshmen can do too. So we have a couple of freshmen that can compete. So that's going to be an exciting time, and that's my job as a coach is we got to figure out who's going to be the starter.
Yeah, that defense obviously was rock solid last year. How do you foresee them being different or perhaps better than they were last year?
Well, I think having the familiar concept and scheme in place, this is the third year that Jay Hill's been our defensive coordinator. So I think you saw the improvement from year one to year two and understanding the scheme a lot more. Now these guys have been around the scheme for a couple of years now and going up to the third year. I think they're a lot more comfortable and looking at the intricacies and the details of each job compared to memorizing what it was. Now they're understanding the how and the why and the what. Before it was all about the what. Now they're understanding all the little details that go into it. I think that's going to help us overall as a team. But with that being said, we're going against an amazing conference opponents and great coaches. So it's easier said than done.
And you feel like the expectations maybe have changed externally. Has anything really changed internally after what happened last year?
We really don't worry about what other people say, and I know that like everyone keeps talking about Arizona State being picked last year, things like that. If you're waiting for July to get motivated for the season, then you've wasted a lot of the year. Our guys have been motivated since our bowl game ended to get to this position that we're at now. So the motivation and the hard work has already been going on. They're just going to continue this on, and we'll go to fall camp. We'll figure some things out. That's the one thing I do appreciate is that we do have great talent on the team. As coaches, we just got to figure out which talent is going to start the game for us.
It seems like to me, looking from afar, and this is not just the football program, but obviously men's basketball is just so much happening at BYU where it feels like the brand has elevated quite a bit, right? It's become a cooler brand in the last couple of years. Do you sense that and feel that?
Well, I feel like the fan base has always been big time. I remember as a young fan and cheering for BYU back in the 80s and seeing all the success that we've seen with all the Heisman Trophy winners and Ty Detmer and Steve Young and Jim McMahon and Mark Wilson, all those amazing players come through. And so when you see that the fan base has always been strong, Cougar Nation has been strong for a long time. They've just needed a platform like the Big 12. And so now that we've gotten to the Big 12, it's like we've already had a global fan base. Now it's becoming a little bit more defined and being a little bit more present because everybody sees us now being in the Big 12. And so the fan base has always been there. We just got to catch up to them.
Yeah. One thing I really like and appreciate about you, I mean, you just have this like stoic, calm demeanor about yourself. Like where did that come from? How do you get that?
Lavelle Edwards was probably the best demeanor you can ever see during the game. There's a picture of Lavelle. You can take a picture of him during the game. You can't tell if we're up by 50 or down by 50.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm that good. I don't know if I have that type of demeanor, but I do know that like I can be myself, and I feel confident in what our guys are doing. And then to be honest with you, I grew up a BYU fan, and then I got to play for Lavelle Edwards as a player, and then I get to be the head coach. So as a fan, I was always a fan first. So I can connect with the fans. I understand what their demands and their expectations are. I have the same from my team. The difference is I just happen to be the head coach.
Right.
So, I don't know how many head coaches can say that they grew up cheering for that team. I know Kenny Dillingham can do the same.
Yeah.
And so it's just a different dynamic. And so this has always been my team and that I've always cheered for. I'm so honored that I get to be the head coach.
Yeah. Kalani, I appreciate you taking the time as always. Best of luck this year.
Sean, you're awesome. Thank you.